Test 1 2. Test 1 2. All right, welcome back inside Beasley Coliseum. 4.5 minutes till halftime. Vandals lead the Cougs 43-34. Declan Curran here alongside Nathan Eshelman. Nathan, what's your recap on the first half and keys to the game for the second half?
I mean, really, this has been a great game by Idaho. The coaching staff must be proud. Alex Pribble and his guys have been playing aggressive. They've been playing smart. There have been a lot of fouls on them, and that's something they really need to work on in this second half, sending WSU to get 16 free throw attempts. They've only converted 11 of them, but they need to be better at that, and their prowess in the paint needs to be a little bit stronger, as a lot of Cougar points have come from that. Looking at the Cougars defense, they need to stop giving up open looks. Idaho has had too many open three-point attempts, and they've made at least a decent chunk of them. They are 40% from the three-point line right now, and they really started heating up at the end of the half. They nailed two big ones, and that last one giving them the 9-point lead and some momentum shifting into the second half. Something that you should be really looking out for is the way that these forwards are able to get out in the paint and stop the shooting of the Vandals, because the Vandals have so many stars that can shoot threes. Pretty much everyone on the team has the three-point ability. Pico Johnson, even Brody Robury can make the three-pointer if he's forced to. Jackson Rasmussen, Seth Joba made a big three-pointer early in that first half. And then Jack Payne, don't leave that man open. That is their star, and they've left him open. They've paid for it, especially on that last possession at the end of the first half.
Yeah, Jack Payne and also Gonzalez. You don't want to leave him open too. He's at. Well, now Payne has 8 points, but Gonzalez also has 8 points, and Gonzalez has 8 points. He's made all 3 of his free throws, and he doesn't have any rebounds or assists yet, but that's probably another point that the Cougs are going to want to try to stop in the second half.
Something else to look out for is the foul trouble for each side. Lots of fouls on big key players, especially the bigs. Andy Okafor himself had to get taken out a couple times due to foul trouble. And now Brody Robury, along with a couple other key players for the Vandals, are sitting at 2 fouls. And if they only get 3 more in college rules, you get 5, you're out of the game. So they have to be careful with that. And we'll see how Pribble and Riley are able to change their defenses around and stop the hand contact. Cougars are very aggressive with how they play defense. Something similar to my NBA comparison of the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're very in your face. They like to use their hands to get on the ball, trying to poke a ball loose or force it out of your hands. And it can help with some benefits if you do it cleanly. But so far today, the refs have been very crucial and very easy to call those types of plays. So lots of fouls on the Cougars with those types of plays, getting them, the Vandals, into a bonus pretty quickly into the half, and finishing the half with 11 fouls, something you really don't want to see as a team, and something David Riley will probably want to switch up in the second half.
Yeah, something also that I would say you don't want to see for the Cougs is your big man, Andy Okafor. He's sitting at 3 fouls right now. The question is, how long is he going to sit to begin the second half? Only time will tell, but Cougs can't afford for him to foul. That would be a huge loss for the Cougs.
Simon Hildebrandt probably going to be the guy to fill in that role, standing at 6'9" out of Winnipeg, Canada. Hopefully he can guard the paint strongly against Brody Robury and Seth Joba of the Vandals, as they have been playing in the post a lot. Something else to look out for is the amount of turnovers from weird penalties against the Vandals. So many different traveling calls while they try to get in the post. Jackson Rasmussen had a couple called against him. Seth Joba had one against him as well. The 2-1 and the 1-2 combo, you don't want to be traveling. You want that combo to be getting in the paint and getting both buckets, especially in the post, with their size.
Yeah, for sure. So we're just about to start the second half here. We have 10 seconds left until the second half. Cougs currently down by 9 points, but making this a little closer than it was early on in the first half. And it looks like for the Cougs, Okafor will, in fact, be starting this half on the bench as it's Morton, Thrasterson, Yalaho, Rodriguez. Okafor is starting. It's Okafor, Yalaho, Thrasterson, Rodriguez, and Morton for the Cougs. For the Vandals, it's going to be Payne, Mitchell, Johnson, Robury, and Rasmussen out there for the Vandals. Second half's underway. Vandals with the ball. It's Mitchell over to Rasmussen, top of the key for 3. That's no good. Rebound, and now a tie-up between Robury and Okafor, and it's jump ball possession to the Cougs.
The Vandals did not make them pay on that possession. Jackson Rasmussen had a wide open three-pointer, not getting any good closeout speeds with the Cougars. Open three. They didn't pay that time. Good miss from the Vandals.
Morton across half court. Over on the top of the key, being guarded heavily by Johnson. Johnson with it now. Drives to the lane around Payne. Gets it to go, and he gets fouled, and he'll have a chance at three. And they're going to call that one on. They're going to call that on Jack Payne. That's his third personal. First team foul for the Vandals. Boy, if you're the Cougs, you love to see that. You want to get Payne. You would love to get Payne out of this game. As Strasserson completes the three-point play, he makes that one. It's now a 6-point game, 43-37 Vandals. Cougs now shooting 71% from the free throw line, just beyond the Vandals at 75% now. Mitchell with the basketball. Drives to the lane, finds Robery. Open in the corner for three is Payne. And with the way he's playing, you know that's going in. And Payne drills that one. Vandals now lead by 9. Rodriguez with the ball. Drives to the lane, finds Okafor. Gets it knocked out. Rodriguez there for to pick it up. Now it's Morton with the ball. Morton trying to find somebody open. Drives to the lane himself. Baseline or free throw line jumper is good. First points for Morton of the half. He's up to 7 points now. It's 46-39 Vandals.
That was a great save from Rodriguez. That ball was going out of bounds, but he jumped, used his body to control it, throws it back. Also a great save by Morton, kicking that way up and scoring from the WCC logo.
It's Johnson with the ball now. Over in the quarters, Mitchell finds Payne in front of the bench for three. That one rims out. It hits top of the backboard, no good.
That one was a good job on defense, at least making him uncomfortable. Don't let him get an open look.
Okafor with the ball now, being guarded by Robery. Finds Rodriguez, top of the key, fakes the three, almost loses it, finds Okafor. Now it's Thrasterson. Long shot, three is no good. Rebound, Idaho, that's Mitchell. And whistle's blown here. Not sure what this is about, but we do have a sub for Idaho. It's Trayvon Blasingame comes in. Oh, it's Payne a little shaken up. Now he's coming out of the game. Looks like he's getting his left leg checked on by the training staff. Blasingame inbound for the Vandals. Now it's Mitchell being guarded by Rodriguez at half court. Rodriguez driving around. Rodriguez finds Johnson. Over to Rasmussen. Over in the paint. Almost loses it, but Johnson one-hands that pass. Rasmussen driving around Yalaho. His shot's no good. Fought for the rebound. Ultimately won by the Vandals in Blasingame. Mitchell's reverse layup's no good. Rebound Cougs. It's Thrasterson driving down the lane. A little contact there. He wants a foul. There is none. Vandals basketball. Now it's Mitchell for three. That's good. He celebrates in front of his bench. It's now a 10-point lead for the Vandals.
Just when the Cougars thought they had a fast break, good job poking the ball loose. Mitchell getting wide open for three, pulling up, hitting the shot.
Yalaho with the ball. Now it's Rodriguez being guarded there by Rasmussen. Deep three for Morton. Rims out off the rim. Rebound Robery. Vandals with all the momentum right now, and they have the basketball as well. It's Mitchell across half court.
It's the shot making that's been a real key difference right now so far through this game, and they're suffering from it right now.
Rasmussen drives to the lane around Thrasterson, lays it up and in. It's a 12-point lead for the Vandals. They're starting to get back to their biggest lead of the game. Rodriguez with the ball now. Driving around. Mitchell almost gets it lost. Out of bounds. Okafor is there. Almost. Let's not go out of bounds, but he's here to save it. Okafor drives around the lane. He's fouled. Doesn't go in, but he'll have a chance he has two shots coming. So with 16:25 left, it's 51-39 Vandals. Okafor has a chance to cut it to 10 with these two free throws, and they're going to give that foul on Robery. That is his third as well. So now it's Robery and Payne, the two big men with three fouls, and that's the second team foul of the half for the Vandals. And the Okafor draw the line. His first free throw is good. We have Hildebrandt, Ugbo, and Glass coming in for the Cougs. Coming out will be Rodriguez, Yalaho, and Thrasterson. Ugbo now at the line for one more free throw. So far, that was actually his first free throw attempt of the game. Here's the second one. Makes that one. It's now 51-41. Now it's tight in the free throw differential. Vandals at 75%. Cougs just one behind at 74%. Glass putting heavy pressure on Gonzalez. Gonzalez finally gets it across the half-court line. Now it's over to Mitchell. Morton trying to get in there and steal the ball away, but finds Rasmussen over. Now it's Mitchell, top of the key for three. Rattles around the rim and out. Rebound Cougs. That's Glass. Glass finds Okafor, fakes the three, drives in the lane, being guarded by Joba. Okafor's shot is no good. Fights for the rebound, and he ultimately steals it away from Joba. Offensive rebound Cougs. It's Ugbo with the ball now. Glass right in front of Coach Riley. Baseline or free throw line jumper is good. Now it's down to single digits again. It's a 9-point game.
Cougars are thriving right now on what I want to call chaos ball. Lots of fighting for the ball. Even if you don't get the shot, fight for your own rebound, find an open shot, and hit it down. 8-point game now.
Now it's Rasmussen to the lane. He gets that shot blocked by Hildebrandt, out of bounds off of the Vandals. It's Cougar basketball.
Okafor and Hildebrandt got up there for the mean rejection. Big defensive play. Okafor doing a great job with his presence. Also not getting too much contact. Wants to avoid the foul trouble. Playing great defense while doing so.
And it's going to be Cougar basketball after we take a break for the under 16 media timeout. With 15-18 left in regulation, Idaho leads the Cougars 51-43. You're listening to Cougars men's basketball on KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse.
Sorry, Aaron.
Yeah. Did you
Next
hear me?
Here's a great
I didn't
partner, WSU Athletics.
You didn't hear me. Well, I can hear the music playing. It's very quiet. I have something to talk about when we get back. Yeah.
I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, we'll wait till the talk. All right, welcome back here inside Beasley Coliseum. Currently in the middle of the under 16 media timeout. 15-18 left in regulation. Vandals lead the Cougs 51-43.
Something to notice about this Cougars defense right now is they're running a man rather than a zone, which they started the game with. But I think this is because they want to put heavy emphasis on every single player, not give up any open looks on the three-point line. And that's something that was given up a lot on their zone defense. Running a little bit of a 2-3 with three in the paint and the corners. Found open men with the Vandals, and they had to make a switch. Lots of full court press and tight defense with a little bit of hand checking, something that you see out of like a 90s defense. That's why there were a lot of fouls in the first half. But so far the second half, it's been working out.
Yeah, we had a couple of substitutions during that timeout for the Cougs. Why not? And Rodriguez come back in for the Cougs. Okafor and Morton come out. It's Rodriguez with the basketball currently. Now it's Why not? Hildebrandt fakes the three in the corner. Finds Glass over in the corner for three. He fakes that. He's going to drive to the rim. Now finds Rodriguez open. Glass over by the rim and whistles blow. That's a travel turnover. That's the second travel of the game for the Cougs. Vandals basketball.
That one was a big missed opportunity right there for the Cougars. There was an open shot. It just was not going to be there because the refs noticed the movement of the feet. You can't go three.
Substitution for the Vandals. Payne comes in. He's now inbounding as Blasingame sits. It's now Christian Gonzalez with the basketball, being guarded by glass. Cougs putting heavy pressure on the Vandals now. Rasmussen with the ball. Now Mitchell finds Gonzalez in the corner for 3 in front of the bench. That's good. It's now an 11-point lead for the Vandals, their biggest of the game. It's 54-43. Rodriguez with the basketball. Almost gets that stolen away. Finds Ugbo in the corner for 3, right in front of Coach Riley. He makes it. It's now 54-46. Vandals, 14 and a half left.
Great ball movement, finding him on the left wing. Good shot from Ugbo. Really big momentum shift right here.
Rodriguez gets assist for that 3-pointer. Gonzalez for 3, no good. Rebound. It was tipped by Ugbo. Goes into the hands of Glass. Cougars basketball. Glass with the ball now. Finds Ugbo now. Now Rodriguez trying to find somebody open. Finds Ugbo. Top of the key for 3. In and out. Offensive rebound by Rodriguez. Now it's Why Not fakes the 3 over to Rodriguez just in front of the half-court logo. 14 minutes left here. Rodriguez for 3. No. Off the mark. Rebound by the Vandals. That's Seth Joba.
At this point, the Vandals are challenging the Cougars to shoot threes. No defense right there. 3 shooters wide open, all of them being misses.
And what a steal right there off of the deflection of Payne. It's Rodriguez with the steal. He drives to the lane. No good. Ugbo tries to gets it stolen away. Now it's Gonzalez with the basketball for the Vandals. Whistles blow, and let's see what we have here.
Jack Payne is down, holding his leg.
Oh, yeah, this does not look good for the Vandals. For the Cougs, it'd be a good thing for him to be done for the rest of this game, but certainly you don't want that to happen in an injury situation like this. This does not look very good at all for the Vandals. As they're still attending to him under the basket. He's still down on the floor, but he is laying face up, so that is a good sign for the Vandals. It looks like they're tending to his left leg again, the same one that he injured coming out on the sideline.
With this injury, though, we have to hope that he is able to go for the rest of the season. He is up on his own feet right now. He's not limping, or he is limping a little bit, but he's still jogging into the huddle, letting his players know that he should be all right.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's ready to go for the rest of the season as well for the Vandals.
Yeah, that is a good sign to at least see him walk off under his own power. He is going to go sit, but if you're the Vandals, you avoided a major, major loss right there. Inbound for the Vandals, it's blasting game. Now it's over to Johnson. Rodriguez at half court, waiting for Johnson, so Rodriguez can guard him. And he gets around Rodriguez. Now he's being guarded by Ugbo. Drives around Ugbo, finds Rasmussen. Now it's Gonzalez in the corner, takes a shot to the face, and they're going to call a foul on the Cougs.
Foul call number 13.
They're going to call that on Rodriguez. That'll be his second. The first team foul of the half for the Cougs.
The aggressiveness of the Cougars, they're staying their ground, but Vandals understanding that if you don't set your feet, run into the guy. That's a good job by the refs calling that blocking foul.
So the first foul of the second half for the Cougs comes at almost the 7-minute mark of the second half. A very much improved point of emphasis for the Cougs compared to the first half. Now it's Johnson with the ball. Gonzalez now drives around, being guarded by both Hildebrandt and Thrasserson, and somehow gets the jumper to go over both of them. 56-46 Vandals.
The focus by Gonzalez was great right there because he had the ball poked loose in the paint by Ugbo, able to control it and fading away in the paint. Great made shot.
Yeah, Gonzalez now up to 13 points, the leading scorer on the team. Here's Morton for 3, no good. Rebound, Vandals, and Johnson takes a little bit of contact from Why Not, no foul. Gonzalez in the corner for 3, and Gonzalez is just on a heater right now. The Cougs cannot stop him. He drains that one. It's a 13-point lead for the Vandals. Gonzalez now up to 13 points, and David Riley has seen enough. He calls a timeout.
I mean, there is not enough pressure, and they're not getting to the outside shooters, especially this man, Christian Gonzalez. He's on a tear right now from 3. Keep feeding the hot hand if you're the Vandals and Alex Pribble. You want to get that man open, right corner, left wing, right wing, anywhere on the court. He's been making it everywhere. Great performance so far. from Christian Gonzalez. Big reason why they have a 13-point lead and a 24% discrepancy between the three-point shooting of the Vandals and the Cougars.
Yeah, this game has been one-sided from the start. Vandals have led this entire game, and I don't know if I don't even know if the rain could stop Gonzalez from shooting. He's up to 16 points right now, and he's just on a heater right now. Cougs need to find any way to stop him right now. Well, 12:22 left here at Beasley. Idaho 59, Cougars 46. It was a 30-second timeout. Looks like stretched to the media, so we will take a short break and be back. 12:22 left. Idaho 59, Cougs 46. This is Cougar men's basketball in future, the student voice of the Blues. All right, we're back here at Beasley Coliseum with 12:22 left in regulation. It's the Vandals 59, the Cougs 46. Nathan, what do the Cougs have to do to stop Christian Gonzalez from getting hot?
You need to press that man up. Do not give him space, especially on the three-point line. That man is on a tear, lighting up the Cougars, and they need to match it with three-point shooting of their own. They have not shot it well.
Well, it's Morton with the ball now. It's Yalaho. Back over to Morton in the corner, finds Glass. Drives to the lane around two Vandals defenders. Shot doesn't go, but he's fouled. He's going to the line for two shots.
I mean, that was a very aggressive play by the freshman right there, trying to get into the paint, only standing at 6'3", going into the land of behemoth, but he gets contact, and it's going to draw another foul. This will be the 20th and 21st free throw attempts for the Cougars in the game, compared to the Vandals, who only have 12 attempts.
And they're going to call that on Seth Joe, but that'll be his second, 14th foul of the half for the Vandals as Glass makes the first free throw. Now both teams are even at 75% from the free throw line. Glass's second free throw is good. Now that puts the Cougs in the lead in terms of free throws. Are now at 76%. Vandals with the ball, and it's the man we were just talking about, Christian Gonzalez, with the ball right now, being guarded by Ace Glass. Finds Seth Joba just across the midcourt logo. Now it's Blassingame. Blassingame tries to drive to the lane, but gets the foul on Thrasterson. And they're going to call this on Thrasterson. That is going to be his third personal, second team foul. So now the Cougs with two players with three personal fouls, and Thrasterson and Okafor. Now both teams have two players with three fouls, as they're going to call a media timeout here. It's the under 12 media timeout. Idaho leads the Cougs 59-48. This is WSU Cougars men's basketball on KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. We're back. We're still in the middle of the 12-minute media time, under 12-minute timeout. 11:53 left. Vandals lead the Cougs 59-48. Nathan, what do the Cougs need to do to make this game a little bit closer?
They need to make their shots. That is the biggest discrepancy in the game right now. They're only shooting 35%, 14 of 40. So many different missed opportunities because they can't make a three-pointer. They have 17 misses and only 4 makes, putting them at a 19% total. Compared to the Vandals, 10 of 23. If you're shooting above 40%, that's good for NBA terms, especially for college. That is how they're going to be winning this game. And right now, they have open looks. Cougars are not doing a great job getting into the press to stop them. Meanwhile, the Vandals, they're not even really guarding the Cougars from three. The Cougars just need to make them. They have had so many open looks and open opportunities that have just gone awry because they cannot make a three-point shot. And if they can't find a way to switch this up with 11 minutes and 53 seconds to go, they will lose because they can't make a three-point shot. And I know David Riley will be very unhappy with this squad if that ends up being the case.
Yeah, so Cougs definitely need to improve on the three. They do. Obviously, they want to avoid Idaho getting the sweep today after the women won a little bit of a closer game. So back to action. Vandals with the ball. It's Mitchell gets the inbounds. Shot goes up, blocked by Okafor, but they're going to call him for the foul. That's going to be Okafor's 4th of the game. Now he's going to sit for a while. That'll be the third team foul on the Cougs. Okafor is going to sit for a while after this first free throw. If you're the Cougs, you do not want to lose Okafor right now. Roberry's first free throw is good. And it looks like David Riley is actually going to keep Okafor in the game right now, taking that risk with 4 fouls. We'll see how that turns out for the Cougs.
He's been doing good so far, keeping his hands controlled, only going for the ball. But when you're up against the 6'11" Roberry, you can't really do anything but foul him. And that's going to be a tough call for Riley, especially with how you need the size.
Well, Roberry makes the second free throw, so it's now a 13-point lead again for the Vandals. Thrasterson with the ball. He finds Joaho, who just loses the ball. It's a loose ball turnover. Roberry gets there for the Vandals. Now it's Johnson being guarded by Morton. Over to Blasingame, fakes the three, finds Roberry right in front of the Vandals bench in the top of the paint, drives around Okafor. He gets that one to go. That's a layup for Roberry. It's now a 63-48 lead for Idaho. Glass with the jumper. That's good.
That was a crisp move to get past him and pull up from the Pac-12 logo. Great job from the left key.
63-50 Vandals with just under 11 minutes left. Now it's Johnson with the basketball. Now it's that's Mitchell with the basketball, and they're going to call a foul on the Cougs. Looks like this is going on. Yes, it is. It's going on Jerome Morton. That's his second personal 14th foul. And now Okafor comes out with 4 fouls. Ugbo is going to come in for him.
That was probably a great call by Riley because he noticed that Pribble and these Vandals were going to be attacking Okafor in the paint. Immediately, Roberry backs him down and goes at him. And if you can't foul him, that's going to be a big risk.
It's Johnson with the ball, gives it over to Payne. He was being guarded. Now back to Johnson, drives to the lane, wanted contact, didn't get it, but he scores anyways. It's now 65-50 Idaho. Now it's Morton with the basketball, almost was out of bounds. Eventually it does go out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Idaho, though. Cougs maintain possession on the baseline.
On that last possession, Pico Johnson got up, floated in the air for that layup over Ugbo. There was contact, but not enough to draw a foul. Great defense by Ugbo, but an even better shot by Johnson.
So it's Morton to inbound, trying to get across before the 5-second violation. Finally does to Thrasterson. Thrasterson from the free throw line finds Ugbo, drives to the lane, wants a foul. He gets it there, and he gets it to go. He has a chance at 3.
Ugbo, great movement in the post against Brody Roberry. And that's a hard guy to go around, but using a great job on his pivot foot, going around him with the left hand, good and one. Trying to get them back in the game. It's been a big explosive run from the Vandals, but now Roberry coming out due to that foul.
Yeah, and he's coming out because that is his 4th personal foul now. So if you're the Cougs, you want him to come back in, get his 5th foul as soon as possible. and get him out of the game. Joba comes back into the game for him. Here's the free throw to try to complete the three-point play. It's good. Ugbo completes the three-point play. It's now 65-53, 10-18 left in regulation. Now it's Payne to inbound. And I got to say, if you're the Vandals, it's a good thing to see Payne back out on the floor after that scary-looking injury. Now it's Mitchell with the basketball. Now it's Rasmussen being guarded by Yalaho. Over to Johnson. Heavily guarded, heavy pressure there by Morton. Joba with the ball now. Now it's Mitchell. And Glass goes up to block that shot, but Vandals get it back. And Joba drives to the lane and scores. It's now a 14-point lead once again for Idaho.
Vandals do a good job getting that ricochet, but great block by Glass.
Ugbo with the basketball, being heavy pressure put on by Rasmussen. Yalaho, Morton with the basketball. Yalaho right in front of the bench for three. Off the rim, no good. Rebound for the Vandals. Wide open is Joba. He's just going to get the easy layup on that one. 16-point lead for the Vandals. Now their biggest lead of the game. 69-53, 9.5 minutes left. Thrasterson with the ball. Now it's Glass. For three, no good. Rebound, Payne and the Vandals. Another rebound for the Vandals. That is their 33rd of this game.
Glass with a little bit of a heat check. Deep shot while also being guarded. Not the smartest shot.
Rasmussen with the ball. Now it's Johnson being guarded by Ugbo, who tries to steal it, but they're going to call Ugbo for the foul. That's going to be his second, and that'll be the 15th foul on the Cougs. So that's going to put. So that's going to put the Vandals at the line after this timeout called by the Cougs with 8:57 left. David Riley has seen enough. He wants to take a timeout to get the Cougs back together.
It's just a very smart timeout right now. Alex Pribble has taught his guys correctly and well. They've been playing disciplined defense. They've been doing a great job with ball movement on the offense, getting in the paint, hitting the wings, getting into the corners for open shots, open looks, open layups. And while on defense, they're not giving any open looks. They're having fouls, and there's been great makes by the Cougars, but every single shot has been hard for them to make in the second half. Earlier I said they weren't really guarding much on the three. This time they have been, and it's been forcing bad shots. Glass on that last possession on the left wing took a deep shot almost by where the coaches are standing, and that is just going to be a miss most likely. Glass with a heat check after getting that block. Lots of confidence from the freshman, but Riley probably a little unhappy from that. They're down 16, and they have to use their possession smartly with only 9 minutes left.
So they're actually going to say that foul was on the floor, so it's going to be an inbounds for Idaho. It'll be Mitchell taking this inbound, but the next foul for the Cougs will be the 16th foul, which will mean Vandals will be in the bonus, and they will be shooting free throws. Baseball pass to Payne. Almost getting over there is Thrasterson. Payne keeps it alive. Underhand pass to Mitchell. Finally finds Joba for three. In and out. Rebound Cougs. That's Thrasterson with the rebound. Drives to the lane. Whistle called, and they're going to call the Vandals for a foul, a reach-in foul there. They're going to call that on, looks like, let's see. They're going to call that on Jack Payne. That's his fourth personal. So now the two big men for the Vandals, both at 4 fouls, and Robury and Payne. That's the 6th foul for the Vandals. So that puts the Cougs in the bonus, but they're going to say it was on the floor. So it's just going to be an inbounds by Thrasterson.
Well, Ugbo was trying to set a screen right there on that play, and Payne just kind of shoved him out of the way. The refs were not going to let that slide.
Baseball pass to Glass. Drives to the lane, lays it up off the glass and in. It's 69-55 Cougs. Maybe that is the points that will jumpstart the Cougs. 8.5 minutes left. Cougs down 14. It's Johnson with the basketball.
That was still good defense by the Vandals. Just a great shot from Glass and through contact.
Johnson being guarded by Ugbo, who reaches in, tries to steal it. Johnson keeps it alive, finds Joba. Now back to Johnson, being guarded by Ugbo. Drives around Ugbo, who goes up to try to block it. Isn't successful. Joba's right there for the putback. It's now 71-55 Vandals. 8 minutes left in regulation.
Ugbo and Okafor kind of got lost with that. Both of them going for the block, which meant no one was there for the rebound. Easy score for the Vandals.
Thrasterson drives to the lane, and they're gonna call a foul on the Vandals as Thrasterson was fouled there. Looks like they're gonna say this is on the floor. Let's see who this foul is on. And they're going to call this on Biko Johnson. That's his third. So Vandals now with 3 players in foul trouble. Is Johnson with 3 fouls, Robbery with 4, and Payne with 4. That's 17 fouls on Idaho. And that takes us to the under 8 immediate timeout with 7:51 left in regulation. Vandals up big on the Cougs, 71-55. This is Cougars men's basketball on KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. All right, we're back here at Beasley Coliseum in the middle of the under 8 media timeout. Vandals with a 16-point lead on the Cougs at 71-55. And boy, I tell you what, this is shaping up to be a bad weekend for the Cougs. The football team took one on the chin against Oregon State. Soccer team also lost on Saturday, as well as the women's basketball team losing by 2 earlier this morning. The only wins for the Cougs this weekend have come in the 2 swim meets and the volleyball game against Oregon State yesterday.
Not to mention cross country getting their conference championships for both men's and women's. Shout out to them.
Well, Cougs are trailing by 2% at the free throw line again, 77% compared to the Vandals, 79%. They have a chance to tie it right here with Rasterson at the line. As he gets that first one to go, it's a 1-and-1, so he gets a second one coming.
That is his 10th free throw attempt of the game, and hopefully his 10th may coming up on this next attempt.
That is his 10th make. He makes both of them. It's 71-57. Inbound Vandals. It's blasting game over to Mitchell. Heavy pressure put on by the Cougs. Now it's Johnson over to Rasmussen. Blasting game being guarded by Hildebrandt. Over in the corner, it's Thrasterson guarding Johnson. Johnson tries to drive around the lane. Tries to get, with 7 seconds left on the shot clock, Vandals better get a shot off. It's Johnson driving around the lane. Gets it, almost thrown away. Tries to beat the buzzer and just barely gets it off before the shot clock expires. It's good. 73-57 Vandals.
Ugbo did a good job poking the ball loose and forcing a tough shot, but wow.
Answer back 3 by Glass is good. Much needed 3 there by the Cougs. Only shooting 21% from 3. If you're the Cougs, you want to see more of that. It's Johnson with the basketball now.
That was a quick possession as well. Just a pull and shoot and make.
Rasmussen with the basketball. Now it's Mitchell being guarded by Hildebrandt. Johnson again. Thrasterson stops guarding him. Instead gives it to Okafor guarding him. Now it's Johnson over wide open in the corner. Is Joba for 3. That hits the backboard, no good. Okafor and his big size get up and get the rebound for the Cougs. It's Glass as Mitchell slips on the floor. Vandals want an offensive foul. They don't get it. Instead, they're going to call a defensive foul on the Vandals. And this is going to go on Boston game. That is his second personal. That's the 8th team foul for the Vandals. 2 free throws coming for the Cougs.
The Vandals got to stay disciplined. The speed of the Cougars offense right now is kind of getting to them, confusing them, causing slips and mess ups, and a foul right there when the Cougars are in the bonus.
Well, for the Cougs, it's the dangerous man Gonzalez checks back in for the Vandals to replace Mitchell, as it's going to be Simon Hildebrandt at the line for the Cougs. Both teams even right now, 79% from the line. As it was a 1-and-1 for Hildebrandt. That hits off the backboard. Rebound Vandals.
Missed opportunity right there.
Now it's Johnson with the basketball. Being guarded by Ugbo. He's playing aggressive defense, trying to steal every ball, but it's not working out. Gonzalez with the basketball now. Over to Joba. Johnson finds Gonzalez, drives around the lane to Ugbo, around Ugbo and Okafor, and they're going to call Okafor for the foul. That is foul number 5. Okafor is done for the day. So Okafor is done for the day. Okafor is going to finish with only 4 points, 5 rebounds, no assists, 6 team fouls on the Cougs, and boy, that is a big loss for the Cougs.
Although his stats offensively weren't that rising, he did have a lot of defensive efforts there with his blocks and his just stout defense kind of getting in the paint.
So Gonzalez at the line for the Vandals. He's 3 for 3 from the line. You don't want to foul him. You don't want to let him score either. He's at up to 16 points. And actually, they're going to say that was on the floor. No free throws coming for Gonzalez. It's an inbound taken by Biko Johnson for the Vandals from the baseline.
Biko Johnson kind of being the Iron Man today. He has 28 minutes for the Vandals, which is most on the team.
Gets it into Boston game over to Joba, being guarded by Ugbo. Now it's Gonzalez with the hot hand in the basketball. Johnson back over to Joba, being guarded by Thrasherson, trying to get in there for the steal. Joba drives to the lane. A little bit of contact, no foul. Wide open in the corner for 3 is Rasmussen. That's good. Vandals hot from 3 right now at 76-60 Idaho. Now it's Glass with the basketball over to Ugbo. As reaching in on Ugbo and getting the foul called is Rasmussen. That's going to be his second. 19th foul on the Vandals. 2 free throws coming for Emmanuel Ugbo.
Right now, if you're the Vandals, you're living with these types of fouls right now. It's a 16-point game, only 5.5 minutes left. If you're able to run down the clock and get wide open threes like that last possession with a zone defense from the Cougars, you'll take it.
And Ugbo makes the first free throw. He gets a second one on the 1-and-1. Cougs at 77% from the line now, still trailing the Vandals for at 79%. Second free throw by Ugbo is good. Substitution, and it's Ugbo coming out. It'll be Jerome Morton coming back in to replace him.
They want some three-point shooting right now, and they need it quickly.
Blasting game to inbound, looks to find somebody open, finally does, finds Johnson. And the Vandal students behind the Cougs side of the basket are getting pretty noisy here at Beasley Coliseum. It's Blasting game with the basketball, being guarded by Hildebrandt, trying to go in for a steal. Sets a screen, almost thrown away there by Morton, but Johnson secures it. Now it's Yoaho getting on Johnson as Gonzalez drives around the lane, fakes out the defense of Glass, gets the reverse layup to go. That's 20 points now for Gonzalez. It's 78-62 Idaho. Actually, that's 18 points for Gonzalez. Thrasterson now with the ball. It's Yoaho. Thrasterson being guarded by Blasting game. Draws a little contact. Not severe enough for a foul to be called. Morton with the basketball now. Drives around the lane. Around Johnson. Doesn't get that to go. Just barely beats the shot clock. Put back is by Thrasterson is good. And he gets fouled. And 1. Chance at 3.
With that and 1, Thrasterson is now going to take the lead in points for the team. 16 points for now with a free throw due. Ugbo is second on the team right now with 14 points, but they need a lot of points and quickly. 4 minutes and 34 seconds left in a 14-point game.
Well, that last foul was called on Boston game. That's his third. It's the 10th team foul on the Vandals as Thrasterson is able to complete the 3-point play. He gets that second free throw to go as he's going to be replaced by Case Wynot.
Wynot does have a 3-pointer made in this game. Maybe they just want to get some shots chucked up.
Johnson to inbound the basketball. Now it's Mitchell back to Johnson, being guarded by Yoaho. Tries to go in and steal it. Johnson tries to go up for the dunk, blocked by Ugbo. Finds Morton open with the easy layup. Gets it to go. Timeout, Vandals.
Ugbo with a massive block. Vico Johnson wanted to yam it on him. Ugbo said not in the Cougs house. Sends it back. Gets a quick points as well on the other side from Morton. And Idaho probably wants to take this timeout to understand they don't need quick points like that. They need to run down the clock. Only 4:20 left. And with 30-second shot clocks, you can take it down as much as you really want.
Yeah, well, it's down to single digits now. It's a 9-point lead for the Vandals, as they're showing on the big board, on the video board, as they play the game. That big throwdown in the first half by Okafor, who is gonna be out for the last 4:21 for the Cougs. They're gonna have to rely on the hot hand of Thrasterson now, who looks like is getting ready to check back in.
Something to note for both sides is they're kind of running with the small ball lineup. The tallest guys in for each side is at 6'7", so there's not really any big men. They're both kind of shooting and using their speed to move the ball down the court.
Yeah, 6'7" is the tallest guys right now for the Cougs. Will we see Dominic Robinson come in, the freshman from Rainier Beach High School? That's the question. He's also 6'10", so he also provides a little bit of size for the Cougs. Did not play in the exhibition game against New Mexico.
The Cougs probably don't want this much size. I think Ugbo right now, standing at 6'8", will be their big man, and he did it right there. He guarded the paint well. He got that swat, and that's the biggest man that they really want. Ugbo did make a three-pointer earlier in the game. They just want anyone that can be a 3-and-D type of guy, because you need quick shots, and you need to make them kind of like Glass did on that one possession where he just kind of pulled up immediately if he saw any room, and he made it, and that's the confidence that they want to see out of this freshman. And they want any type of confidence from all these guys, because if you can get some type of heat going, especially getting towards the end of the game, you want that going. And if they can make this comeback, this would be huge for the boost of just honestly the campus. There's been so many down games just over the weekend. Football's got everyone sad. Women's basketball kind of had everyone a little sad after they choked a big lead. And now the Cougar hopeful and faithful in Beasley Coliseum are hoping for kind of a flip of a script and get a big reverse and comeback game right now.
And it looks like Dominic Robinson is on the bench, but he's in street clothes, so it looks like he's out for this game. As the horn just sounded, we are about ready to resume here. It'll be Vandals basketball on the baseline. It'll be Jack Payne to inbound, whose brother is the quarterback at New Mexico, was the quarterback at Idaho until their head coach Jason Eck left for New Mexico. His brother followed him. Payne will be guarded by Thrasterson, but gets it into Mitchell, back over to Payne, back over to Mitchell. Wanted to give it to Payne, but he finds Johnson open on the other side instead. Now it's Mitchell across the half-court line.
This is an interesting defense by the Cougars. They're playing zone, but they're also trying to play some type of press.
As that was almost taken away by Ugbo, but Roberry gets it, and his size drives to the lane for the easy layup. 13-point lead for the Vandals, 4 minutes left, 80-67. Now it's Ugbo driving to the lane around Rasmussen. He gets that to rattle around and go in. It's now down to 11 points, 3:45 left.
That was a good switch by Pribble to put the big men in. That was a good possession by Ugbo as well, kind of going around them using his finesse rather than his power.
Jack Payne with the ball now. Finds Mitchell, being heavy pressure put on by Yalaho. Now it's Johnson being guarded by Morton. Tries to go in there and steal it. Almost does, but it gets in the hands of Jackson Rasmussen first. Now it's Mitchell. Fakes the three and then shoots it. Misses it. Off the backboard. Rebound Cougs and Thrasterson. Thrasterson with the ball now. Over to Rodriguez. In the corner is Yalaho. Wants to take the three. Fakes it. Back over to Rodriguez. Fakes out a defender. Drives around the lane. Doesn't get it to go, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
Idaho really kind of getting killed with paper cuts right now. Every single tiny possession with fouls and free throws, slowly kind of chipping at this lead. Layups and fouls are going to be what gets the Cougars back because their three-point shooting has not been on point today.
And they're going to call that one on Colton Mitchell. That's going to be his third personal. So Vandals now with 3 players with 3 fouls and 2 players with four fouls, as that's not what we want to see from the Cougs. Is the first free throw from Rodriguez hits off the rim, is no good. Second free throw coming for Rodriguez. Gets that one to go.
That's the first made anything for Rodriguez. 0 for 4 from the field, and that's his first make. 1 for 4 from the free throw line now.
Payne gets inbound off to Johnson. Being guarded by Rodriguez, tries to go in for the steal. Johnson maintains possession. Now it's Rasmussen over to Mitchell. Now it's Morton trying to go in for the steal. Finally finds Robury open. Ugbo with his aggressive defense tries to go in to steal. That doesn't work either. Rasmussen tries to shoot a three, but steps out of bounds. In the process, that's an automatic turnover. Cougs basketball.
Each stop and each possession is kind of giving the confidence to the Cougs. Glass checks back in for the Cougars. Great three-point shooter. Hopefully he can catch a hot hand with only 2:30 left.
Yeah, Glass comes in for Rodriguez as Yalaho gets inbound over to Morton. Cougs looking for any type of points here. 2.5 minutes left, down by 10 points. Still not out of this game, but they're running out of time. That'll certainly help. Driving in and getting the layup to go is Morton. Coach Riley wants a foul. He's livid. Doesn't get it. Vandals with the rebound.
Morton kind of looked like he got a little bit of hand check while also being grabbed. Riley was wanting the foul on that.
Payne fakes the three, finds Robury. Being guarded heavily by Ugbo, who wants to go on a steal. Thrasherson tries to go on a steal instead. Robury misses the jumper. Rebound Cougs. It's Ugbo. Now it's Glass. Cougs only down by 8. 2 minutes left here in regulation. Glass fakes the jumper. That's good. It's down to 6 points. Riley wants another foul. Keeps complaining to the rest. Doesn't get it. Vandals, no points in the last 2 minutes and 15 seconds. All the momentum is on the Cougs side now. And the fans are on their feet. Timeout, Vandals.
Beasley Coliseum is rocking now. A 12-2 run over the last 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Cougars kind of just doing the paper cuts and dipping in diamonds all the way into the paint. Fouls are really what's getting the best of the Vandals right now. I mean, there are so many free throws for the Cougars this game. 23 of 30 attempts. And, I mean, that's what's been getting them back in the game. Thrastarsson himself has 12 free throw attempts, 11 made. And compared to the Vandals, they only have 14 free throws. So the Cougars defense has been way more disciplined in the second half alone. They are not causing fouls when they don't need to, and that's what's getting them back in this game. 6 points is the difference. Vandals need to be very careful with what types of shots they take. Alex Crable probably telling his guys, not shoot it as aggressively. Don't take it as quickly as you need to take it.
And we're just getting a note from our, I guess you could say, producer, that if Idaho wins this game, it would be the first time in 41 years that both the men's and the women's teams lose to Idaho in the exact same season, which Cougs obviously do not want that to happen tonight.
Big thank you to Davis Hagan for that information.
As it's Payne with the inbounds, as the Beasley Coliseum crowd is loud. Stolen away by Thrasherson, but he steps out of bounds. That's going back over to Idaho.
Put his body out on the line for that one. Really wanted to steal. Very aggressive play right there. Jumped over the scorer's table, knocking over a couple monitors in his way. But that's exactly what Riley wants to see out of his squad. Aggressiveness and fight and hunger right now.
Inbound in front of the scorer's table is Payne, being guarded by Thrasherson. Finds Mitchell. Just under 90 seconds left. Vandals up 80-74 as there's a foul to the lane. They're going to call this on Ace Glass. That's going to be his third personal, as a 7th team foul. Now the Vandals are in the bonus. So now it's going to be 2 free throws coming for the Vandals. As Blasingame comes back into the game, he's going to replace Payne. It's going to be Colton Mitchell at the line here, and you can guarantee that this Beasley Coliseum is about to get, this Beasley crowd is about to get really loud here in a second, and here it comes. He makes the second one. He has another one coming on the way. Free throw percentage is not very different from these two sides. Vandals at 80%, Cougs at 77%. Mitchell makes both free throws. It's an 8-point game now, 1:15 seconds left. Glass gives it off to Morton, over to Yalaho. Finds somebody open, it's Glass. Drives to the lane. His jumper is good. He wants a foul, doesn't get one. but he scores anyways. A minute left. Cougs down by 6.
Glass has a lot of intensity to him right now. Lots of trash talk as well, getting in the face of his defender.
Johnson with the basketball. Cougs playing very aggressive defense. Thrasterson tries to go in for the steal, trips on the way down, and reaches in, gets called for the foul. That's going to be number 4 on Thrasterson. 8th team foul on the Cougs.
That was a bad attempt at a trap right there by the Cougars defense. Really lost positioning there, and that's how you lose your momentum, and your weight falls on the attacker. And when a guy's driving to the rim and you fall on him, that's an easy call for the refs.
So 2 free throws upcoming for Biko Johnson, who is 2 for 3 at the line so far today. He's up to 11 points on the day. Misses it. Rebound Cougs. It's Ugbo. Cougs have a chance here with less than a minute to play. It's Morton for 3. It's good. It's down to 3-point. It's down to a 3-point game with 40 seconds left. 82-79 Idaho. Boston game now with the inbound, and the Beasley Coliseum is on their feet with 30 seconds to play. Cougs down by 3.
Tight defense from Glass right now.
Yep, he's guarding Colton Mitchell. Idaho wants to, and he's going to get fouled by Mitchell, much to the disappointment of the Beasley Coliseum crowd. That's going to be the 4th foul on Glass, the 9th team foul, and Hildebrandt is going to check in for Morton.
Glass was making as much of an argument as he could at the ref. A little bit of hand movement from each side. Both of them had their hands on each other, and the ref thought that Glass had more of the sway in the play, calling it on him, and free throws coming up for the Vandals.
It's Mitchell at the line. 3 for 4 so far at the line today. Beasley Coliseum is loud. He makes that one. He gets a second one to go. Cougs still have a chance. 22.2 left, down by 5. With another free throw upcoming, or down by 4 with another free throw upcoming. Second free throw, misses off the rim, rebound to Ugbo.
18 seconds now.
If you're the Cougs, you want a make on a 3 and a foul. Glass for 3. No. Rebound by the Cougs. That was Hildebrandt. For 3, Strasserson, no. He gets fouled. He'll be at the line to shoot 3. Or they're going to say that's on the floor, but they might go review this.
Hildebrandt got hit hard. No matter what, it's going to be free throws for the Cougs, but that could be potential extra free throws for the Cougars if it's deemed hard enough.
Yeah, so our 3 officials are getting together to determine this one.
There's only 7.4 seconds left on the clock. A couple missed shots, but great rebounds by the Cougs. Keeps them in the game.
Yeah, so all 3 officials, DG Nelson, Toby Doodle, and Mark Cook, are over at the scores table talking to the official score over there, trying to decide what they're going to call on this. It's definitely a foul. They're trying to see if it's a shooting foul or on the floor with 7.4 seconds left. Cougs only down by 4. Boy, what a game this has turned out to be in the last 3 or so minutes.
The shift in mood in Beasley Coliseum. Everyone seemed a little gloomy. Idaho fans getting a little bit too excited, but it's never over until the final seconds and the buzzer rings. Right now, 4-point game. Cougars really could, I mean, if they can find a way to get the ball back and get a 3-pointer or even a 3-pointer with a foul, this game could even go to overtime.
I mean, with the way this is going, why not overtime, right?
Excitement in the Battle of the Palouse. First day of basketball. It'd be really exciting for just the Cougar faithful in general.
Yes, the Cougs could use a win after a couple tough losses here on the Palouse this weekend, and the refs are still taking a long look at this over at the monitor, which gives me the feeling that they're going to overturn this and say that it was a shooting foul, which would be 3 shots coming for Thrasterson to try to cut this down to a 1-point game. All of a sudden, if you go to the line to shoot 3 and you make all of them, get the rebound, get a putback, the Cougs all of a sudden have their first lead of the game with about 5 seconds left.
It's still being determined. If there's not enough to overturn what they already called, then it could stand with what they called with just a floor foul.
Well, they're done over at the monitor. They're all talking to each other now. And then they'll probably go talk. They'll have two officials go talk to each coach.
If the referees announce that this is going to be more than just a floor foul, Beasley Coliseum's going to erupt.
Yeah. Fans will not just Beasley Coliseum. David Riley, his head might explode after all the arguments he's had today. They're calling that foul on Robury, it sounds like.
It's his fifth foul of the game. He's out.
Yes, that is. That is a big win for the Cougs. One big man is gone. So Robury tonight finishes with 13 points. No threes, but he finished with 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and they're going to say that this looks like this might have been a technical.
Or a flagrant foul, because it was high contact to the head area, and that's something that the refs don't want to see. You could tell pretty quickly that Hildebrandt was feeling a lot of discomfort in his head, grabbing his face on the ground immediately, and that's what led to this being a large review.
And now we have a full timeout called by, looks like Idaho calls this one. So with 7.9 seconds left, I think it's time for us to catch our breath and take a quick break. Idaho leads 83-79, but the Cougs are threatening. You're listening to Cougars men's basketball on KHR, the student voice of the Palouse. All right, we're back here inside of a fired up and loud Beasley Coliseum after this latest run by the Cougs. We just had a flagrant foul called on Robury, which caused him to foul out. It'll be Thrasherson at the line shooting 3 free throws, and the Cougs get possession. That doesn't help as he misses the first one right off the rim. Both teams are even at 74%. Hildebrandt almost misses the second one, but gets that one to rattle around and goes in. Now it's a 3-point game. And it looks like they're only giving 2 free throws to Hildebrandt, but it's possession for the Cougs. All of a sudden, a 3-pointer will tie this game with 7 seconds left.
The drama that this game has turned into. It's got Beasley Coliseum fired up, and it's got me fired up. This has turned into such an exciting night of basketball in Beasley Coliseum. I mean, what was it, a 16-point game at one point in the second half? The Cougars have really found a way to come back in this game, and if they're able to convert a 3-point attempt right here, that Beasley Coliseum will go nuts.
Yeah, they might go nuts. That the ground might start shaking here on campus tonight. And I guarantee you, if they pull this off, some students are going to be partying late into the night tonight.
Looking at for who could take this 3-point shot attempt for the Cougars, Ugbo technically has the most 3-pointers made tonight. He is 2 for 4, shot it very well. Glass had a confident shot in him as well. Morton is a good 3-point shooter. Case Wynot could be a 3-point shooter. But other than that, it's going to be a tough look. Vandals definitely have a crucial piece in their game plan. Don't give up the 3. They got to play at every single part of the key and every single part of the 3-point line.
And it looks like in this one, the Cougs actually took their final timeout as well, which was a full timeout. So now both teams are out of timeouts. And this game is all of a sudden down to 1 score. The scoreboard shows the possession arrow with Idaho, but I believe it's Cougs possession, and it is. It'll be Rodriguez to inbound.
This could be the final possession of the game, depending on how it goes. Riley telling his guys, spread out, understand what to do, and run a play that they've been talking about for the past couple minutes.
Rodriguez gets inbound, finds Ugbo. 5 seconds left for three. No, off the rim and no good. Ugbo gets fouled on the way down with 1.3 seconds left.
Well, now there's only 1 second on the clock. Great job by Ugbo to grab the rebound, but bad miss right there. Ugbo got fouled on the rebound, so maybe if they take a quick look at the clock to see where at which point he got fouled, they could add some time back on the clock, and that is what the referees are doing right now. If they add time back, it could change the way with how the Cougars want to game plan this free throw attempt coming up for Ugbo. If he makes the first one and it tries to intentionally miss with a rebound and a score, that could tie the game.
And they're gonna change the time. They're gonna keep 1.3 on the clock. Boston game committed his 4th foul on that one, so he is out for now. And Jack Payne, who also has 4 fouls, is coming back in. Ugbo needs to make both these free throws for the Cougs to have any chance here. And it is going to be 2 free throws for Ugbo.
Cougar players not in the box. Referees trying to make them get in there. They're just wanting a 3-point attempt if it gets presented to them.
And he makes the first free throw. It's down to 2 points.
This is down to it. There's multiple substitutions now coming in. They want size to try to get up at the rim. This is where you're really missing Indy Okafor at his 6'10" frame. They need Hildebrandt to maybe get up and get a bucket.
And with this, the Cougs have taken the lead in free throws now at 76% compared to 74% for the Vandals. Ugbo's big second free throw coming up. Goes for the intentional miss, goes out of bounds, but the clock expires. This ball game is over, and once again, or maybe not, there's a stoppage in play to see if there was any time left. So hold your horses for a second. As of right now, this is a 2-point win for the Vandals.
Hildebrandt was run over by a Vandal. They're going to have a discussion.
Right now, we're at 83-81 Idaho. The final score of the women's game was 87-85, so we're awfully close to that here as well.
Idaho did not want to give up a score on the rebound, but because of how aggressive they were going for the rebound, they could have indecisively caused that foul on their own accord. And that's what they don't want to give. If the Cougars get the free throws here, they get 2 attempts. If they make both, we're going to overtime.
Yeah, the refs are going over to the scores table to review this, but they showed the replay up on the video board, and it looks like that the ball did not go out of bounds by the time the clock expired. So my guess would be they're going to stay with the call on the floor, but it'll be up to the 3 officials at the line if there's still time on the clock. So Moss Josterson will be checking in after this review. Ugbo on the free throw intentionally missed off the backboard to try to get a Coug player to rebound and get it up and tie it for the first time in this game. There has been no lead changes. It's been Idaho in the lead throughout this entire game. Cougs are shooting only 21% from 3 so far. Vandals not much better at 39%.
Based off of this refs discussion, this is either the win or the loss for the Cougars. If they decide that there's no foul and it's an inbound, they can just pretty much throw it in and time will run off no matter who touches it.
Yeah, so the fate of this game lies in the hands of the 3 officials. Looking around the WCC real quick, the Gonzaga Bulldogs, the preseason favorites in the WCC, absolutely put it to Texas Southern, winning 98-43 back in Spokane. Yet another win for Gonzaga going into a huge matchup at the Spokane Arena on Saturday when they take on Oklahoma, what should be an amazing game. Refs are still looking at this at the monitor right now.
Every single Cougar fan, at least on the side of the opposite side of the bench, the far side, they're standing on their feet. They're wanting more basketball. They don't want this in.
And they're bringing the players back out on the court. Look, they're put 0.2 left on the clock, so it's not over just yet.
After review, there's 0.2 on the clock.
But no foul, so Cougars have to inbound it from under the basket and only 0.2 on the clock. They just have to tap it and see if it goes in.
Here's the inbounds for Rodriguez. Up to Ugbo, doesn't get it to go. His second one is good, but it's after the buzzer, and that'll do it. And the Idaho Vandals complete the sweep of the Washington State Cougars. They win this one 83-81, and for the first time since 1984, both the men's and the women's teams get swept here by Idaho. And this one hurts, especially since the Cougs came all the way back, and they can't find a way to win this. After Idaho leads the entire game, both the men and women lose today at Beasley Coliseum.
Both in their own heartbreaking fashions. Cougars with a near comeback today, and that was a great inbound from Rodriguez and a great opportunity by Ugbo, who's been so good at scoring today. Had an opportunity up at the rim. It just doesn't go on the first attempt, and that is a heartbreaking loss for the Cougar faithful here in Beasley Coliseum.
Well, looking ahead for the Cougs, not much time to rebound. Their next game is on Friday, which just happens to be my birthday. They will travel to North Carolina to take on Steph Curry's alumni, the Davidson Wildcats, at 4 o'clock Pacific time on ESPN+. They'll be back here next Monday as they host St. Thomas of Minnesota next Monday at 6:30 p.m.
Something I really want to highlight about today's performances is Idaho played so disciplined, especially when it came to their offense. They took smart shots. They forced the Cougars into tough looks, and the Cougars, to their credit, made so many tough looks go down into the hoop, especially getting late into the game, and almost an amazing comeback. But one highlight that I really want to shout out to is the way that Gonzalez shot for the Vandals. He ended up with 18 points, 6 for 8 shooting, but the big highlight is that he was 3 for 4 from 3, and those were the shots that ended up helping them win this game. And if he didn't hit those shots, the way that they probably would have moved their offensive forward would have been different, and it probably would have negated how they played.
Well, for Idaho, their next game's also on Friday. They'll have their home opener against the Whitman Blues out of Wawa at 6 p.m., looking to go 2-0 on the season. Well, in a heartbreaker, Idaho beats the Cougs 83-81 after the women lose 87-85. So until next time, be sure to join us on Wednesday. I'll have the call with Charlie for the final women's soccer broadcast of the season as the Cougs host the San Francisco Dons. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. For Nathan Eshelman, I'm Declan Curran saying so long from Beasley Coliseum. Once again, the final score, Idaho 83, the Cougs 81. You've been listening to WSU Cougars men's basketball on KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse.